I wrestle with hypocrisy, you guys. I really, really do. I don't want you to think that this isn't something that I'm thinking about and beating myself up over. Is there a non-corporate conglomerate where I could get zombie makeup? Is there like a mom and pop shop that sells zombie makeup? Could I get that from like a neighbor or something? Do you know anybody that makes stuff like that? Because I was thinking about that. Like, whenever I go to the Walmart, it's like I see these people that are like so terrible. Like, it's like the buttcrack of America. You know? It really is. And it's like whatever good you could say about America was like completely destroyed because of shit like Walmart. You know? Just like all of this so-called opportunity that, you know, immigrants come here for. And like the dream, the American dream, you know, that people talk about. It's like it's completely squandered because of like these corporations. You know. That's why I made the comment that I don't think that like stealing from these places is wrong. I mean, it is wrong, but it isn't wrong. On like one aspect, it seems like it's the right thing to do. Not trying to justify it. I'm just saying, like, I mean, that's why I don't go there very often. Because it just depresses me and I just want to steal shit. But that's not because I have this desire to steal anymore. I used to, really bad. And I think it's because I was like playing a part in my head. Confessions with Amy Gross. My priest knows all about this shit. I used to be a really bad thief. You know, like that dude that was crucified next to Jesus? That was me. I was also Mary Magdalene. Because I never sold my body for money, but I might as well have. Because at least I would have gotten something out of it. Aside from, you know, dissociating during sex. But anyway. It's just, like, I try to, like, not make eye contact with anybody at Walmart. That's, like, a survival skill. I mean, you have to do that, like, at any, like, corporate place, you know? Whether you're at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, Kroger, the mall. Like, I try to avoid, like, all these places. Even the health food store that I go to, it's, like, it's still really weird. Like, I wear my little crucifix, and I get dirty looks. Probably because the majority of people that shop there are, like, leftists. I mean, what's so silly about, like, conservatives is that, like, they don't conserve anything that is actually, you know, useful to them. You know, like, they don't conserve the amount of, like, I don't know what I was trying to say. Obviously. They conserve their leafy green intake, okay? But, like, they don't conserve, like, the amount of fried food that they eat and, like, just how much they shop at, like, places like that and, like, spend, like, overzealous amounts of money on just, like, stupid shit that they don't even appreciate or, like, really enjoy that much, you know? And it's, like, I see that. And I used to do that where I would, like, go to Walmart and I'd just, like, buy stupid shit. And I think a lot of people do that. Like, they just waste their money on, like, dumb shit that, like, they don't even need. but like I've just noticed like every time I go into a corporate place like that, it's just everybody just looks like such a miserable sack of shit, and most of them are like really fat and disgusting. And I'm not trying to like be judgmental like people that have a weight problem or anything, but it's just like when you see all these people like scooting around on those little, you know, those little rolley things, it's just so depressing. And then it's like if you look in their cart and you just see like all the shit that they're buying. I remember I used to work at Kroger back in the day, and I'll never forget this. There was this like morbidly obese white dude who just he was using his EBT card to buy nothing but crap food, and he got really, really mad when his EBT card got declined, and so like he couldn't buy an additional package of donuts that he really, really wanted to buy along with all this other crap food. And like I'm sure that like the people that work at Walmart are like so depressed and miserable because of the fact that they have to deal with piece of shit Americans all day that don't appreciate anything, and then you have immigrants that come to this country and then they just get fatter and more unappreciative, and like it's like I'm not trying to be a sourpuss or anything, but like it's just like how could you possibly be proud to be an American, like looking at Americans and looking at the stuff that they rationalize and looking at the stuff that I mean, just look at the halftime show of the, you know, free masonic Superbowl. Why would you like continue to watch that shit? It's like look at the amount of people that like make excuses for it, and they continue to watch it because like they're addicted to sports. And then there are people that, oh, well, I'm not going to watch that anymore, da-da-da-da-da, but I'm still going to get back on social media and rant about it as if that's going to do anything. Are you kidding me? Break your television. Break your television. I should have stolen that makeup. Anyway, this is why I don't go in there, because, like, I just get so, like, bitter, you know? But I think that's why so many people are so depressed. But they're not even aware of it, so, like, they're not aware of why they're depressed. And so they keep doing the same shit. They keep buying more stuff that doesn't help them. They keep taking pills that don't work. They keep going on social media and, like, fucking with their brain chemistry anymore in relation to their dopamine intake. That's another thing I could get on to conservatives about. They're not conserving their dopamine intake at all. Fuck them. I mean, I guarantee you, like, the majority of people that identify that way politically gave their kids a smartphone and a tablet and put their kids in public school. You know, most of them. They're like my parents. Like, I love my parents, but it's like, this is the mistake that they make, is that they just trust everything that they see, everything that they read. And, you know, like, why are people complaining about, like, the left taking over? It's like, they didn't take shit. You gave it to them. Hello? Come on, then. Like, it's like if people don't appreciate like what they have, it'll be taken away. You know? Well, I've always appreciated like my mental freedom, which is why I'm all about bodily autonomy. You know, that's why like I get so angry when people ask me like, why didn't you have a smartphone? Because I don't believe in pharmaceuticals. Like, it's like the same type of modification. They don't see it that way, but they should, because it's all the same. And the same people that are pushing pharmaceuticals are the same people that push you to get a better phone, a fancier phone that can connect to the fucking moon. And we never went to the moon. And, you know... Yes, we did. Shut the fuck up. We just didn't go when they said we went. Okay. It's all about that damn space race, right? 'Cause America's gotta be number one. Dude, I wrote this down. What was it? It was so brilliant. what is it? I could never be a capitalist because it'll always turn materialist. I could never be a nationalist because it will always turn imperialist. Isn't that right? Yes, that is right. So people that complain about socialism and stuff like that, they don't understand like the whole nationalistic attitude with this overzealous patriotism is what has allowed, the boomer generation to be completely brainwashed by the television and, going along with all the bullshit that America partakes in, and then just blaming another country or blaming a race or blaming another religion or whatever. It's like, it's so easy for them to do because everybody wants a scapegoat, That's why they're so obsessed with these superhero movies. The superhero movies, they're always the same shit every fucking time, and yet these piece of shit Americans keep going back to the movie theater and watching all this crap. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. It never gets old, though, doesn't. We'll still keep coming out with another one. Right? And Frank Zappa, he said, well, as long as they can make money off of this shit, they're not going to stop. But whenever they can't make money anymore, then there's not a reason for them to continue, and then it'll just be blatantly obvious that this country ain't free at all. It's a really good interview. He was such a genius. That's why he was a weirdo. And everybody thought he was on all these drugs. No, he was just smart, y'all. Because, if you do drugs right, it makes you smart. But since Americans don't know how to do drugs right, they end up in jail, or they end up getting addicted to them, like Rush Limbaugh. Fuck him. He's burning in hell. So, I mean, they look at these people like they're idols. They worship these people. And they think that they're, some kind of, voice for Americans. No, they're not. They're working for people. Follow the money. It's like you can follow the money with Bill Gates. Why can't you follow the money with all these other motherfuckers? Anyway. God, I'm so depressed now. Because I went to Walmart. I was in Walmart for 10 minutes. And I'm like, dude, I just want to kill myself now. Oh, shit. Gonna go eat my falafel. I got a falafel from some immigrants up the street. Yeah, immigrants make better food. That's probably why they're not disgusting and obese and they look so much better than people that have lived here their whole life. Okay. But the longer they live here, the worse they look. I know I have, a general disdain for Americans. You don't have to tell me that. I guess that's why, people always thought that I wasn't from here, because I just hate the people that live here. But I don't hate them. I just, I pity them. They just keep choosing vomit. The dog that goes back to its vomit. That's, a proverb that is very, very correct when describing Americans, because they just, and I don't know if it's just the way that we're wired here, or it's because of all the distractions. I know the distractions have a lot to do with it, but yeah, if you took the TVs and the phones away, we might be able to have something of a country if people just stopped sensationalizing all these things and obsessing about the tiny dot stuff. If they thought about the bigger picture, we wouldn't be here. We would not be here if people would just eat a mushroom cap every once in a while. But they don't do drugs, though. They don't do drugs except video games and media and
high fructose corn syrup and genetically modified products and Netflix and I think you get the gist.